Hey everyone, Mike from Cocoa and Chocolate. Just out taking a lovely walk today. I don't know why, it's freezing cold. It's one of these beautiful Pennsylvania January days. Awesome blue sky though, really cool. Hey, I just realized, I was thinking as I was walking, excuse me, that I haven't really taken much of a moment over the past few months to introduce myself, tell you all what we're all about. Clear as you might be able to tell, we're in Palmyra, Pennsylvania. We're able to serve anybody, any traveler who wants to go anywhere, really. What we really set out to do was to change two things in the industry. Travel industry is just, it's all messed up. And really, honestly, it's travel advisors' own doing, quite honestly. So a few words you won't ever hear us use unless we're specifically referring to somebody else. Or words like bookings, words like agents. Even advisor is something that we're kind of slowly rolling away from and thinking ourselves more of kind of like a design firm for travelers, really. It's not really, something, if a complete handoff is what you need, we can definitely do that. From our perspective, it's more so about walking beside you, understanding what you want, understanding what you need, understanding what kind of vibe you want, whether it's a business or personal trip. Maybe it's just a getaway, maybe it's a wellness retreat. All those things come into play from our perspective. So we're just really excited to get going. We're just getting going, really. So for, a little bit, it's kind of doing this as a part-time gig, kind of feeling out the industry, feeling out what we could do. But recently I actually stepped away from my full-time job. Quite honestly, just trying to, it's more of a emblematic of where I am in my journey of just kind of tired of letting others kind of dictate what's going on in my life and kind of decisions. So kind of just running and betting on myself a little bit. So yeah, guys, so from travel perspective, what we don't want to be is a typical travel agency that you can go to, brick and mortar or otherwise, where, I've seen a lot of posts of, go to Cabo for, $3,500 plus tax, or that's never something that I desire to do. To me, it's very inauthentic. It's very specific to what's great from the travel industry's perspective, and just sells you on price, right? So it tries to get you in the door, tries to get you to click submit, or click buy, and then from there, from that perspective, it just kind of, some travel agencies are better than others, but that's not something that, we kind of value do. We want to just kind of understand what you want, right? And not kind of pre-purchase a set of bookings and kind of put your name next to it. We want something to be unique, something that you can really, stack memories upon memories on, and something you'll come back for, right? We're more about 5-star reviews than 5-star hotels. A little insight about travel industry, which is actually things that we're continuing to learn as we kind of research and dig. It's where a lot of the revenue comes from travel agents. Often you don't pay travel agents. It's usually that they get it from their bookings and behind the scenes, and hotels and suppliers will pay them directly for their commissions to bring folks like you into. It's not a completely bad thing. However, what happens is clearly 5-star resorts and hotels have more revenue to give, which is often why you get redirected a lot of times to 4- and 5-star hotels and other suppliers. So, excuse me, it's like just downright cold here. I'm not sure if this is a good idea or not. So from our perspective, what we really care about is just hearing what you want, right? You give us a destination, or maybe you don't know a destination. You just say, I want to go on a wellness retreat. That's really where our journey begins, right? There's nothing up front. All of our services are entirely complimentary. Like other travel agents, we still get paid by the suppliers, but we're not necessarily focused on sending you to the thing where we get the most kickback. We just want to make sure you're happy, because we're betting ourselves long term, not short term. So yeah, sorry, I'm digging through snow here, and apparently I'm not as fit as I once was. So that from that perspective, We're not going to be salesy. We're not going to upsell you all the time. We also understand if you don't want to, talk directly, right? We know it's easier to go Expedia, Booking.com, places like that, and just book. But there's reasons why they're called bookings and not experiences, not travel design, right? There's a lot of effort you put into that. Some early research we've been doing is the average traveler puts in 5 to 20 hours of research into their trip before they're even to the point of ready to commit and purchase, right? So that's one area we can save you. Another area that's kind of really near and dear to who we are is kind of fighting something called travel leakage or tourism leakage, which is the idea that, and this is actual real research that is out there, on average, when you go through most travel agencies, and again, I don't really like using that word, but I use it here because I'm referencing, in my mind, what we don't want to be, or not set out to be. Only 5% of your dollars, when you go to any specific local economy, on average, 5% of your dollars stay local, right? So that means for every $5, or for every $100 you spend, $5 stays to the place that you love, the people that you're interacting with. It's pretty terrible. These people put a lot into serving us and serving you as travelers, and it's just kind of crazy, honestly. Can't think of many better words. So from our perspective, we're looking to change that. There is research out there that if you shop local, including your travel, right, you can keep up to 90% of revenues within that destination and the people that you love, right? So if you really love your destination, you want to keep it going, absolutely no better way to do it than find local businesses, local suppliers, local hotels, Airbnbs, Vrbo, places like that, right? And we'll do that work. That's a lot of work, quite honestly. That is not easy. The industry is not set up to tell you which places are more eco-friendly. It's really behind in that regard. There are some tricks up our sleeves that we've learned. And quite honestly, as we come alongside you to help you out, we'll probably learn some things as well. So there's some expertise that we have. There's connections that we have. But by and large, what we're betting on is our ability to kind of do something that the travel industry hasn't yet done. And it hasn't done because it's difficult, right? And I've never been one. We've never been one to walk away from challenges. So yeah, guys, so that's my little spiel. I have to head back to the house because it's like 13 degrees right now. And that's not including wind chill. My hand's going to be frozen. I think I'm frozen this way forever. But yeah, let your friends know. Hopefully we'll be running a promotion in the future. We're really pushing hard to get the word out. Would love to hear if this is something near and dear to you guys, right? This is just from our perspective. This is from some folks that we've heard from. But clearly we want to hear your voice. We want to hear what you want, right? And we don't want to hear it within the framework of the typical travel agency. I have to switch hands because my other one's frozen. We want to hear kind of your perspective of, when you think of travel outside of the current framework, what do you want, right? We're willing to step out of that framework. That's what most travel agencies are not willing to do because revenues are not set up that way. But if you're willing to kind of dream big with us, it'll take a little bit. It'll take some, some punches to the face a little bit as we do that, because, there's not many in the travel agencies, travel industry that are going to be huge fans of this, or maybe understand it, quite honestly, which I think is more of an education up front. So, we'd love to just hear your feedback, your thought on, is this something that you would be willing to use? If so, we're totally complimentary. There's nothing, whatever you pay, it goes directly to the suppliers. And then again, the suppliers pay us on the back end, and we're more than happy to be transparent about what we're getting about those things. And maybe, we've done it with some clients already, actually just include that up front, just so people can see what we're getting. And, you know, we have this thing called TravelClean promise, right? So part of that is donating 10% of our commissions to a local charity of your choice, right? So wherever you're from, you may be from the Hershey-Palmyra area, you may be from across the country, you know, wherever you may be from, it can be a charity that's close to you. In fact, I would actually suggest that because I think it's more meaningful. And that's what we're all about, is TravelClean, and we have a commitment. And I feel strongly that's what's going to make us different. You know, I'm not in this to be a direct competitor with Expedia or Booking.com or any OTAs like that. I'm in this just to make a difference, right? Like, feels like kind of my mission in life is more so to make the world around me better. And if it's through travel, that's one place where people have said that, you know, you've made a really big difference, and you can tell you put a lot of time into that. And that's what I'm all about. I'm all about trying to give a little piece in people's lives and make them able to spend time where it's, you know, maybe more appropriate, or on family or whatever it might be. So yeah, guys, would love to chat more. That's just a little bit about us. CocoChocolate.com. Try that out. We post a lot of stuff on Facebook, Insta, YouTube. Sorry, the wind's picking up a lot here. You know, quite honestly, maybe more videos like this. For a while I was trying to figure out like what format. I just thought, you know, what better way than just use the resources around you, be authentic, and just go from there. So guys, would love to have your support. You know, share this, subscribe, wherever you might be. That would be awesome. Like I said, we're literally just getting started. I think we've had 2 to 3 clients so far. So hopefully more is ahead. And that's really up to you. But yeah, feel free to comment below. Would love to hear if this is something that you'd be willing to support. Thanks, y'all.